Okay guys, I want to get this video up pretty quick. Look, I got out, I took my profit right up here in 48,200 because of this green fib channel line right here. Just one chart alone wouldn't be enough to tell me to get out. I had 3 charts showing this with strong resistance. Could we push higher? Of course, but I just want to show you, I'm going to show you some price targets. I'm going to show you why I got out here. Again, it's always good to take profits. So yesterday's video, I said this is a point to potentially buy in. This ring would be strong support, and if we push up, this would be a likely point to get resistance or get it rejected. Before, we can't push higher, guys. I'm just saying, take your profit, because if it comes crashing down, you can lose out on those gains you could have made. So this is yesterday's video. I'll have a link in the description if you want to watch it. I'll put a link up to it now. This was February 10th. So this is where I was talking about this ring. This is a great buy-in, 44,200. It also matched with this chart as well. We'll cover both these charts. And you can see this was further into the video, 48,150. This is green fib channel line here. You can see that's where we pushed up. We got rejected. We came back down. So before I give you these price targets, did want to show you. So if you do follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is now private. You have to be subscribed to my charts, but I did make a post. This is 12 hours ago. I was showing this was our resistance, this orange line here, and we were finding support on this ring. You can see this is a parallel channel. This yellow line here, this yellow line here. So I made a tweet. Right here 12 hours ago. It said we're in a falling wedge pattern within a parallel channel. A falling wedge is typically a bullish pattern that breaks the upside 70% of the time, which would bring us back to the top of the channel. If we stay under the yellow ring, to me that's bearish, and I said this can go either way, referencing previous tweet. So what I was saying is, look, this is our resistance, this orange line. This is our support, this yellow ring. As long as it pushes back above and stays above this ring, it's more than likely we're going to break this resistance to push higher. If the next candle opens below, that would be bearish, because since this ring is support, if next candle opened below, it'd be resistance. And this is a parallel channel I was talking about. If we break above this point, we would come back up and test this resistance. So again, that's what I was showing in that tweet. It did play out that way. It pushed up. You see we're currently testing this now. Guys, before I give you these price targets, if you do want to access these charts, my website's autocarcrypto.com. I have Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metal stocks, and tutorials. For $39 a month, you get access to all the Bitcoins, all the altcoin charts, all the precious metal charts, our Discord, and you can follow me on Twitter. Tutorials teach you my charting method if you want to create these charts for yourself. Stocks are separate as well. So do check that out, opticalcrypto.com. I pinned first comment in the description. So let me give you some price targets to pay attention to. So look, if we push up, so for me, since I'm out, I'm waiting to see if we get rejected at this point and come down. If we do push above this point and hold support, this would be a re-entry to potentially push up to a higher target. So your next resistance to watch is going to be right here around 50,621. If we drop, just like this was support previously, this will be support again. So watch potential support level 45,230. This chart here, so I was talking about, look, multiple charts. This is in this yesterday's video, I was talking about this chart here. You can see this was also resistance, and guys, if you go back and watch the previous video, I went into detail why. But you can see this fib channel line was a lot of support, a lot of resistance, a lot of resistance. So if we pushed up, again, when we pushed up, this was resistance. So it made sense, if we push up, this would be a point to get out. So this was a second chart showing me this is a point to take profit. If we do push up, your next resistance to watch, 51,000. Take note, that is this next fib channel line above, 51,000. Again, multiple charts showing the same resistance, same support level. More than likely that will hold. So again, that is your resistance above. If we come down, your support below is going to be around 46,121. This is another chart I referenced in yesterday's video right here, 48,411. This is a ring actually. This was the ring below. We are finding support and resistance. So if you push up, a likely point to get rejected is the next ring above. So again, this was the third chart that showed me this would be a likely point to take profit. So again, that's why I got out. Of course, we can go higher, guys, but again, I'm about making profit. This was a chart also referenced. If you'll notice, this would have been resistance. We pushed through it. I've talked about this plenty of times. Just because you push above, let me put this in a smaller time frame. Just because you push above a resistance level. Now this has been very strong support and resistance. But notice we pushed above it. What happened? We came down and found support. So I'm recording a video right now, but look, I would have bought back in here. Again, if it pushes above it, I mean, you can clearly see how well we're respecting this. We came down, look at that perfect touch right here, and the push back up. So your current support right now is 47,258, and your resistance, your resistance right now, according to this chart that we're testing right now, is 48,070. Again, you got multiple resistance levels right around the same area. So if we push above 48,662, I'd say this is 48,551, but I would say if we push above 48,662, then look to potentially test some higher targets. Otherwise, it's possibly might come back down. But your support, if we break below 47,258, then it's possible that we could actually come down and test some lower targets. So I just want to show you your current support and resistance. This is another chart for larger targets to the upside. Did cover this in yesterday's video. If we push up and then watch 54,878, this will be strong resistance. The current support in this chart is 45,086. And if we break that, your next support below will be right here at 41,629. And I went into detail on all these charts, so watch that previous video. The dollar index, guys, you can see the dollar was dropping as Bitcoin was pushing up. We did come up. See, we were dropping here. Bitcoin was pushing up. We came back up and tested this and got rejected. So listen, follow the dollar. If the dollar continues down, you want to be in Bitcoin. We did get rejected. So again, if we come up and hold support, the dollar starts pushing up, you want to be out of Bitcoin. But right now the dollar is looking a little bearish. We'll have to see how this plays out. But again, a dollar down, Bitcoin up. If the dollar pushes up, Bitcoin sideways, maybe down. This right here, this is the Dow Jones, guys. The market has already opened. It's after 9. So look, and this is what I was telling you yesterday. I said this is bullish. This line right here, this yellow line on the Dow Jones, this has been, let me grab this. This has been a lot of resistance going way, way back. This is where we had our COVID crash. It was resistance. Let me get my brush tool. This was resistance, and we had our crash. I mean, it goes way back. Let me zoom out a bit. It was resistance back here on October 2nd of October 2018. We pushed above it briefly back in the 26th of January 2018. So that's a lot of resistance. We are currently above that. So that is somewhat bullish. Again, I'm not going to lie. As long as we're above this trend line, guys, that is bullish. But pay attention when we make contact with this trend line, this fib channel line. Every time we cross one of these fib channel lines, and you can see this clearly back here at our COVID crash. As soon as we crossed, let me get rid of this here. As soon as we crossed this trend line right here, you can see we had a drop. That's what this red arrow represents. You cross the trend line, drop. Came down, support, resistance. And let me zoom out a bit. Let me get rid of this MACD and RSI. But you can see every time we cross one of these fib channel lines, you can get a drop. Right here, we cross this fib channel line right here. We came down, support, broke it, support, broke it, came down. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's very possible two things are going to happen. We are going to either make contact with this. Again, this is the bullish scenario for the Dow. If we keep holding support, let me get rid of this. If we keep holding support above this yellow trend line, then it's very likely that this will continue, and when we hit this point, we'll push up. That would be very bullish for the stock market. That would be bullish for Bitcoin, bearish for the dollar. If we come back down, though, and we happen to be below this trend line, for instance, if we come down to do this, and then we cross this point, this would be resistance, this yellow line, which makes more sense that we'd have a correction to come down. So do pay attention to that. This is under stocks. This is another Dow Jones chart I have, and this is interesting. I was wanting to see what happened when markets opened. And this is actually one of the same fib circles that help predict. This is my original Dow Jones chart. I didn't cover that. I'll cover that a little later. But this was the chart that actually I used to predict the last stock market crash. Right back here, you can see there's multiple rings on this chart. I was using this red ring and this blue ring to predict the last stock market crash. But we've been respecting this orange fib circle right here for a while. Let me move this. Let me just show you the bigger picture here. Notice this ring right here. We've been respecting this. We came up, perfect resistance, resistance, perfect support, pushed up. So that's what I'm saying. I have multiple charts. Pay attention to see if we cannot get above this point right here, 31,548, if I was going to do a put on the Dow, just because we've been respecting this orange ring so well, I would short the Dow from this point. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm just showing you what's in the charts. We have been respecting this ring very well. I would do a put on the Dow from this point. Obviously, if we get above this, hey, that's super bullish. But again, this is going to be strong resistance on the Dow, 31,548. So just want to point that out, guys. Just remember the dollar index, the dollar up, Bitcoin down. If the dollar starts tanking, you want to be in Bitcoin. By the way, guys, that previous video, the one that I linked earlier, again, the link for this video that I'm referencing right here, if you leave a comment, like, and subscribe, the next live stream I'll pick the winners. There's going to be 2 winners for 2 of these coins, these 2020 American Eagle 1 ounce 0.99 silver bullion uncirculated coins. So again, if you want to qualify, go back to the video I'm referencing right here. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And the next live stream, I'll pick those 2 winners. But again, guys, if you want to access these charts, the website's aquaartcrypto.com. The link will be pinned to the first comment and description. Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metal stocks, and tutorials. And guys, again, watch this resistance, 48,070. We get above that, we can go higher. And your current support to watch is right here, 47,258. All right, guys, that's it. Trade safe. Till the next video. Peace.